Look, nothing about how capital moves today works if the goal is real change. You know it. The system is built to reward those who play the game well inside the lines, not those who want to rewrite the rules. You pour time, energy, and money into impact ventures that should move mountains, but instead, you're stuck watching the same old cycles. Profit comes first, real impact a distant second, or worse, it gets diluted until it's invisible. That frustration? It's real. It's the sting of knowing there's a better way, but not seeing the damn door to get there. Here's the thing. No one's saying loud enough. Social innovation bonds are not just some shiny new financial tool. They have the raw potential to flip the entire script on how capital serves society. But the only way this works is if you, the founder, the investor, the leader, start treating these bonds like a weapon, not just a new checkbox on your impact report. First, stop seeing social bonds as just another way to fund good projects. That's the trap. You have to be ruthless about picking partners who measure success beyond dollars, who sweat the actual social outcomes, and who are ready to bleed if those outcomes don't land. You don't throw money at vague promises. You challenge every baseline, every metric, because the moment vague optimism gets priced in, those bonds become just another product for lazy investors chasing reports, not real change. Second, demand accountability baked in. Before money hits the table. No delayed reporting, no soft targets, no excuses about external factors. If the social innovation bond isn't structured with skin in the game, real consequences for all parties, then you're just financing goodwill with nowhere near enough teeth. Push for contracts where returns and capital flow forward only if measurable impact is hit, period. If you don't want to bet your capital on true impact risk, you're just messing around with paper. Third, flip the narrative on risk. The old model screams impact ma high risk, low returns. Toss that nonsense out. Real risk for impact investors is not chasing these new bond structures. It's sticking to fossil frameworks that throttle innovation and keep you locked in sterile, low-impact plays. Social innovation bonds can be engineered to attract serious capital precisely because they manage risk more cleverly, by blending public guarantees, private discipline, and solid data monitoring. Learn to dissect these models, understand where risk actually is, and when it's worth the jump. Listen, if the world stays comfortable with capital-chasing sandbox games instead of betting on bold transformation, then none of us are moving forward. Social innovation bonds represent a rare chance to align capital with actual measurable change. But only if you're brutal, exacting, and impatient. Demand the highest standards. Insist on transparency that cuts through spin. Force collaboration that links founders, impact investors, and social organizations like a damn ecosystem, not isolated actors playing solo. This is how real massive change happens, by breaking the old cycles and forcing capital to behave differently. Not with slow, polite nudges, but with relentless pressure and courage to pull the trigger on money only when impact can be proven. If you're not willing to hold your investments to fire and water, then you're just funding the same old stories. But if you can get this right, you unlock a capital flow that's not just about returns or feel-good metrics. It powers systems that genuinely improve lives, communities, entire regions. Now's the time to step up. Dive deep into how these bonds can be structured, demand smarter impact evaluations, build partnerships where failure hits hard and success hits fast. Create ecosystems where capital and social innovation don't just coexist, but supercharge each other. You're not here to play small or sit on the sidelines. Use social innovation bonds to rewrite how capital works, not just for profit, but for real impact that you can stitch into the fabric of how the world operates. Stop settling for less and start demanding a capital game that reflects the scale and urgency of the world's problems. Only then do you get a system worth playing and worth winning. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit the featured link to discover more.